My HOA president towed my work truck because it was ugly, so I bought the road and charged her $50 every time she left her driveway. I watched my Ford F-250 disappear down the street, hooked to the back of a tow truck that charged more per mile than a private jet. Standing at the end of my driveway was Brenda, the HOA president, holding her clipboard like a shield of righteousness, smirking so hard I thought her Botox might crack. "It's an eyesore, David," Brenda chirped, tapping her pen against the violation notice she just stapled to my forehead, metaphorically speaking. Article 9, Section C, no commercial vehicles with mud, rust, or aggressive aesthetics are permitted overnight. We're trying to maintain a luxury atmosphere here. Your truck looks like it belongs on a construction site. It is a construction truck, Brenda, I said, my voice dripping with the kind of calm that usually precedes a homicide. "I build houses, including yours, if I remember correctly, and I pay my dues." "Well, now you can pay the impound fee," she waved a dismissive hand, turning back to her immaculate, soulless McMansion. "Maybe this will teach you to upgrade to something more suburban. Buy a Prius. It's quieter." I didn't scream. I didn't slash her tires. I walked inside, poured a mug of black coffee that tasted like battery acid and pure spite, and opened my laptop. Brenda thought she held all the cards because she had the bylaws, but she forgot one tiny, insignificant detail about our luxury subdivision. The developer, a guy named Slippery Pete, went bankrupt in 2008 halfway through filing the paperwork. I spent the next 3 hours digging through county property records. I wasn't looking for the truck policy. I was looking for the road dedication deed. That's when the real bombshell dropped. I sat back in my chair, a grin spreading across my face that would have terrified a shark. Pete had transferred the housing lots to the HOA, but in his haste to flee the country to avoid the IRS, he forgot to transfer the streets. The asphalt Brenda was standing on didn't belong to the HOA. It belonged to a holding company that had been dissolved for a decade. The bank was currently holding the deed to the common area roads as a distressed asset, desperate to offload the liability. I called the bank. "You have a strip of asphalt in Oak Haven Estates?" I asked the asset manager. "I'll give you $5,000 for it. Cash. Today." "Sold," the guy said. "Please take it. We're tired of paying the insurance." I closed the deal electronically by 4 p.m. On Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., Brenda fired up her pristine white Mercedes to go to her Pilates class. She backed out of her driveway, straightened out, and then slammed on her brakes. I was sitting in a lawn chair in the middle of the street, wearing a high-visibility vest and holding a stop sign. Next to me was a freshly painted boom barrier I had installed overnight with some quick-dry cement. "David," Brenda shrieked, leaning out her window. "Move your trash. I'm late for reformer Pilates." "Morning, Brenda." I took a slow sip of coffee. "Can't do that. You're attempting to access a private toll road without a pass." "Private road?" she scoffed, her face turning a lovely shade of violet. "This is HOA property. I'm the president. I'll have you fined for obstruction." "Actually," I said, pulling the deed out of my vest pocket, "the HOA owns the grass. I own the blacktop. Everything from curb to curb. And since you towed my truck for being commercial, I decided to monetize my asset." I pointed to the cardboard sign taped to the barrier. "Vance Toll Road. Residents. Free. Brenda, $50 per axle." "You're insane," she screamed. "I'm calling the police." "Call them," I challenged. "I'd love to show them the property survey." "It's a civil matter, Brenda. You're trespassing on my private infrastructure." "I'm not paying you," she yelled, trying to maneuver her car around the barrier. "Careful," I warned. "I haven't filled the potholes yet. If you damage my road, I'll sue you for destruction of property." She sat there for 10 minutes, honking, while the neighbors, who I had already emailed to grant lifetime free access, drove around her on the grass, waving and laughing. Finally, defeated and realizing she was going to miss her class, she threw a crumpled $100 bill out the window. "Keep the change, you lunatic," she spat. "Pleasure doing business," I smiled, lifting the barrier. "Drive safe. And Brenda, your Mercedes is looking a little dusty. Might want to park it in the garage before I tow it for aggressive negligence." She's currently trying to rally the HOA to buy the road from me, but I set the asking price at $500,000. Until then, she pays the toll. She bought a bike last week. It's hilarious. Am I the monster for holding her hostage in her own subdivision, or did she pave the way for her own misery?